Hello everyone, this is Breanna Rutter, author of one of my most popular books, The Natural Hair Bible, and founder of HowToBlackHair.com. For this tutorial, I will be teaching you how to do kinky twist extensions on your very own hair. To do this style, you first should determine what size you actually want your kinky twist braids to be, whether they're going to be small, medium, or large. After that, you're going to be adding some kinky twist braiding hair onto your section, and you're going to begin by braiding an individual braid. Once your braid leaves the scalp about an inch or two, you're going to begin two-strand twisting towards the ends. Two-strand twisting the ends of your extensions gives you that classic original kinky twist look, and if you decide to twist the ends a different way, it's going to give you a different look. So now the materials that you're going to need to do this hairstyle will be 4 packages of kinky twist braiding hair. You will also need a wide tooth comb, a rat tail comb, hair cutting scissors, duck bill clips, perm rods, a large dry towel, and then for styling your hair, you're going to need rubber bands, bobby pins, and a hair tie or a large headband to do so. So once you have all of your supplies and materials ready, in the very next step, step number 2, I will be teaching you the kinky twist braiding technique, step by step. Hello and welcome to step number 2 of the Kinky Twist Extensions hairstyle. In this step, I will be teaching you step by step how to do the kinky twist braiding technique. So first, to begin, I will show you how to actually prepare your braiding hair to give you your desired length and look. Next, you want to make sure that you have your appropriate section of hair parted, whether you're going to be doing small, medium, or large braids. And then I will be walking you step by step on how to do the kinky twist technique. Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you how to do the kinky twist braiding technique as well as walk you through the entire process. So first, you have to make sure that you've parted your appropriate amount of hair that you want as a size of your kinky twist, whether you're going to be doing small, medium, or large kinky twist. My twists are about the small to medium range, so I've parted accordingly. As you can see at the top of my head, I have one section of hair left here that needs to be braided. Make sure to use your rat tail comb to part as perfect of a square as you can so that all of your kinky twist braids look consistent. So once you've parted your hair, detangle with your wide tooth comb and use your clips to keep any hair out of the way. You want to go ahead and prepare your braiding hair. So in my hands, I have kinky twist braiding hair. I've just grabbed 2 locks to show you an example of how you want to prepare. When you are using kinky twist braiding hair, they're already pre-sectioned just like this. And what you want to do is cut in half if you want a short length. If you want a long length that goes past your shoulders, then leave the entire length. But my twists are short and it's required that I cut the hair in half. After you cut the hair in half, you're going to work on 1 lock at a time. And you're going to split it until you've disturbed away the curl pattern. What I mean by that is that you want it to look like kinky hair rather than an actual defined pattern of hair. So just continue to pull small pieces from the section to further divide it. So this is about right. If you want to divide more, you can, but this is enough dividing to make sure that it has that kinky texture for your look. Now you're going to work on 2 more locks, and you're going to use this hair here to actually do your braid if you're doing the size braids that I have. If you want less hair, take a little bit off, but this is about the amount of hair you want to use to do your braid. So continue dividing the locks to get your desired fullness. So this is about 2 locks and a half, and what you want to do is go ahead and prepare this hair in your hands to begin doing your kinky twist braid. In order to do my braiding technique, you have to do the 1/3 and 2/3 rule when preparing your hair. You have to pinch 1/3 of the hair off from the rest of the hair, so that way you have a section of 1/3 of the hair you began with and 2/3 that you began with. You have to overlap the 1/3 hair over the 2/3 and bring those 2 pieces together. This gives you 3 equal legs of your braid as you see here. Then what you're going to do is pinch the hair with your dominant hand, which is my right hand, with my 3 main fingers. And you're going to use your left hand to rest your finger through the opening of the hair, and then to wrap your hands around the outside. This is how your hair positioned in your hands should look so far. After that, you're going to twirl your dominant hand underneath, which is my right hand. You're going to go in this direction, and then you're going to insert your index finger through, and you're going to pinch the hair between your index and your thumb. Your real hair will be fed in between your index and your thumb once you reach your scalp. So once we go up to my scalp, you want to grab all of the hair, and you want to actually gather it in between your thumb and your pincher finger and begin braiding. Once you've done that, you can release your left hand and grab the hair that's over top of your fingers, and then flick your wrist to the right side to turn, and then insert your index finger through an available opening, which is here. So then you grab the hair with your right hand up top and flick your left wrist to the right, and then insert your finger through the opening and pinch the hair at the bottom. Once again, flick to the right, insert your index finger and pinch the hair at the bottom. You're going to keep doing this technique to do an individual braid. After you've braided your hair, you're going to make sure that the largest leg of your braid is in the middle so that you can divide it in half. And this is the largest because this is where my real hair was added. At that point, you're going to divide that middle leg in half. You're going to switch the halves across one another. Put them to both sides, and then continue 2-strand twisting. By dividing that hair in the middle of your leg, what that's doing is stopping any gap from the point of your braid to the point of your twist. If you do not divide that middle leg of the braid and cross them over, then you will have a space right there where the braid actually turns into a twist. This prevents that from happening. So continue 2-strand twisting all the way to the bottom, and you're going to snip any frayed ends to complete the twist. Just continue twisting until you literally can't twist anymore, and once there's no more room for you to overlap the hair, you will then use your scissors to barely snip the very ends. This is just to clean up the end of the twist so that when you curl it, all of the ends of your twist look neat. Now, if you snip too high up, say for instance if you cut all the way up here, you may cause your twist to unravel, so you just have to snip the very end where it's very frail. And now your kinky twist is finished. As you can see, by dividing that middle leg, it does not have a gaping hole, and it goes from a braid to a twist. In this step, I've walked you through the kinky twist process by teaching you how to do the kinky twist braiding technique. So just to preview, you have to make sure that you've parted your appropriate area of hair, because this is going to determine whether your twists are going to be small, medium, or large. After that, you want to make sure that you actually begin breaking up the pattern that's present in your kinky twist extensions. You want to do this by grabbing a couple of locks and cutting the hair in half if you want your twist to go to your shoulders or shorter, or leaving the length whole if you want your kinky twist to go past your shoulders. After you've broken up the present pattern in the hair, you're then going to configure the hair in your hands and do the braiding technique at your scalp. After you've passed your scalp, you have to divide the middle lock or the middle leg of the braid in half, overlap that half, and then continue twisting. This will prevent that gaping hole from when your braid actually turns into a twist, so that your kinky twist looks seamless. After that, you're going to trim the ends, and then we're going to continue on in the progression of the style. So now that you know how to actually do the kinky twist technique, in the very next step, step number 3, I'm going to be teaching you some hair care tips and tricks to keep your scalp and hair healthy and moisturized. Welcome to step number 3 of the Kinky Twist Extensions hairstyle. In this step, I'm going to be teaching you some tips and tricks on how to keep your hair and scalp healthy, as well as how to keep your kinky twist style looking fresh. So my very first tip is that you have to continue your hair care regimen while wearing this hairstyle, and you have to make sure that you're using your products at a diluted consistency. For example, if you like to shampoo wash your hair once a week and you like to moisturize your hair twice a week, you still have to do so while wearing these Kinky Twist braid extensions. So to begin, make sure to take a little bit of each product that you use in your hair care regimen and dilute it in an applicator bottle with water. So what you're going to do with your shampoo is you're going to place some of your shampoo in an applicator bottle. Then you're going to fill up with water until the solution reaches a watery consistency. After that, you're going to apply the solution from the applicator bottle onto your visible parts of your scalp, and you will gently use the pads of your fingers to massage your scalp. This is going to release any buildup and any grime or dirt that's on your scalp and hair, especially when you're trying to get rid of dandruff and things of that sort. After that, you're going to use your soapy hands and you're going to gently rub down the length of your Kinky Twist extensions to wash your hair as well. After that, rinse out all of the soap with warm water to give it thorough cleanse and rinse. That's why it's very important that you actually dilute your hair care products that you're going to be using with water. So when you're actually rinsing out your products, you're not leaving behind any residue. When you're leaving behind residue on your hair, this greatly causes buildup. So by doing this, you're eliminating any chances of breakage from happening. Now after that, you're going to also be doing the same things with your other hair care products, whether you're using a rinse conditioner or you're using moisturizers to put onto your hair. Make sure that it's at a watery consistency so that after applying them, you can rinse them effectively without leaving behind buildup. Now my very next tip is making sure that you moisturize your scalp every day. To do this, you have to be sure the type of oils that you're using are going to be best in making sure that you're actually moisturizing your scalp without causing any buildup. The oils that you should avoid using when applying to your scalp are things like petroleum, any oils that contain silicone, as well as some natural oils that can cause buildup such as shea butter, possibly mango butter, and also possibly castor oil. So the best oils to use to daily moisturize your scalp are coconut oil and jojoba oil. Make sure that you're spraying your scalp with a little bit of water to actually add moisture to your skin, because moisture comes from water. And then use either oil to actually apply onto your scalp to lubricate the roots of your hair and to also protect your hair from dryness and dandruff. Coconut oil is the best oil to use because it's highly penetratable into the layers of your skin, but also you can use jojoba oil if it's better for your situation. Jojoba oil more closely matches the natural sebum that we all secrete from our bodies. So when your hair is getting a little bit more oilier than usual, or your scalp is getting more oilier than usual, that's only because you're secreting more sebum than usual. If you need some more moisture put back into your hair or to balance the oiliness, it's great to use jojoba oil in this instance. Now after that, you have to make sure that you're maintaining an appropriate moisture and protein balance within your hair. Because your hair is contained within extensions, it's not as easy to tell whether your hair is lacking moisture or protein, and that's why you have to apply either or every other day to your hair. So for instance, if you like to moisturize your hair twice a week, on one of the instances that you're going to be moisturizing, you have to use a moisture-based product to spray onto your hair and braids. Then on the other day during the week when you like to moisturize, instead you have to use a protein-based moisturizer. The difference between the two is that one moisturizer will actually have protein ingredients in it and the other one won't. Make sure that the product that you're deciding to use can be brought to a watery consistency so that you can actually spritz it onto your hair without leaving buildup on the outside of your kinky twist. By following all of these steps, you're going to keep your hair and scalp healthy. You're also going to keep your hairstyle looking fresh and new, and you're going to prevent any chances of buildup and breakage. So be sure to follow all these rules, and of course, as always, when you are going to bed to rest at night, make sure you're protecting your hair with some type of silk or satin material. This could include a pillowcase or a head covering such as a scarf or bonnet. You just have to make sure that the materials are either satin or silk to prevent breakage along the hairline and to also prevent frizz the next day. So I hope that all of these tips have been found helpful to you because it will keep your hair healthy, clean, and moisturized, as well as preserve the look of your hair. So now that you've been educated about that, in the very next step, Step number 4, I will be teaching you how to curl seal the ends of your Kinky Twist extensions. Hello and welcome to step number 4 of the Kinky Twist Extensions hairstyle. In this step, I'm going to be teaching you how to curl seal the ends of your Kinky Twist braids to give you that consistent classic look. So first, you have to make sure that you have a couple of materials so that the step can go as smooth as possible. You need a large dry towel, hair cutting scissors. You also need your perm rods and a cup of hot water. So I'm going to be walking you through this process and giving you tips along the way to give you your best results. To show you how to curl and seal the ends of your Kinky Twist extensions, I'm going to be demonstrating on my last section of hair that you see here, because the rest of my hair has already been curled at the ends with this exact same technique. So first, before we begin, you have to make sure that you have all of your materials ready for you on your table, and you have to make sure that you're using a sturdy table as well to rest your cup of hot water that you're going to be using to seal the ends of your braids. Be very careful when using something very hot or something that is possibly flammable, because you assume all responsibilities for your health. So be sure that you're not leaning on the table when you're using something that's very hot so that you can prevent any accidents from occurring. So right before we begin curling, I'm going to talk a little bit about if you should curl the ends or how far you should actually curl your ends, whether you choose to do more of an extreme curl or a subtle curl to your braids. Depending on how long your hair is, you have to make sure that you're keeping that in mind when you're actually dipping the ends into hot water. Now, my hair somewhere falls in between about this area here on my braids, so I'm not going to roll the rollers or the perm rods all the way up that portion of my hair, because if you hot water seal the ends of your hair, you're going to cause extreme damage and breakage. So make sure that you are rolling the perm rod well below where your real hair ends, and then only dip the rod into the water. You don't want to dip your entire braid or as much of your braid as you can, because you will accidentally apply hot water to your hair, and that extreme temperature will cause breakage. So grab your section of hair, and you typically want to grab somewhere between 5 Kinky Twist braids to 8 Kinky Twist braids. This depends on the size of your braids. If your braids are larger than mine, you're going to have to grab less braids than I have, so that way you can effectively roll the ends without it looking bulky. If you have smaller twists than I do, you can grab a larger section of Kinky Twist braids and roll the ends. So now I'm going to show you how to roll the ends by removing my duck bill clip and grabbing my perm rod. You want to elongate the Kinky Twist outward away from your face, because not all of the ends of the Kinky Twist are the same length. Now, if you were to smooth perfectly down and roll your ends, it won't have that staggered volume that it would naturally have, because every Kinky Twist is of a natural length. So you have to extend it a little bit outward from your face, so that way when you curl the twist and the twist lay down, they're at a very slightly staggered length to give you a natural look. So use your hands to slightly smooth away from your face. As you near the ends, the tail end, you're going to pinch with your hand. You're going to grab your perm rod, and you're going to rest the hair over top of the perm rod right near where the plunger is located. Now grab the tail end, and you're going to wrap very tightly against the perm rod, making sure not to overlap the ends of your hair. After you've done that, you're going to pinch with your finger to hold that end of the hair securely so that it's not unraveling from the perm rod. Then with your other hand, you're going to grab all of the hair, and you're literally going to rotate it around the perm rod itself. After you've rolled just a couple of times, you're going to place the plunger at the top of the perm rod, and this is what you're actually going to seal within the water. Make sure you're not going too far up to your hair, because you don't want to actually apply hot water to your real hair. So just to be safe, you can always unravel just a little bit, so that way you have the very ends of your twist. Now what you're going to do is just dip this into hot water, but before you do so, make sure to grab your large towel and have it positioned right in front of you. You can rest this towel on your chest or in your lap, but the purpose is so that you can have both hands grab your towel. So when you lift your end of your perm rod out of the water, you can just enclose the rod in between the towel, so that way it doesn't drip any hot water on your legs or on your body in any way. So do not support your body weight on the table whatsoever. You are just going to be leaning over the cup of hot water to put your end of your twist into the water. Depending on however many twists you can gather and how wide the opening of your cup will determine how many of the perm rods you can dip at once. But just to be safe, only dip anywhere between 2 to 4 perm rods to prevent too much water from dripping on your table. So you're going to slowly lower this into the water and leave it for a couple of seconds. Once you've just submerged the perm rod, twirl around to release any air bubbles so that it can thoroughly be sealed to prevent unraveling and have the curl intact. So now what you're going to do is grab your towel, lift it up, and then as you're coming out of the water, you're going to actually enclose the perm rod within the towel. So now at this point, you're going to be squeezing the end of your perm rod, making sure that there's no hot water dripping from the actual rod itself. After you've done that, you're going to gently unravel the perm rod. You're going to separate the kinky twist with your hands and then use your hair cutting scissors to snip off any additional pieces near the ends that are undesirable. This step of the Kinky Twist Extensions hairstyle was focused on teaching you how to seal and curl the ends of your Kinky Twist extensions. In order to seal the ends of your extensions, you have to do so by dipping them into hot water because this prevents unraveling. But then to curl the ends, you have to use perm rods and hot water for doing so. Make sure that when you're curling your ends, you are only rolling the appropriate length to make sure that you are not going to be sealing the ends of your real hair because this will cause breakage and damage. Also, the higher you actually roll the hair up onto your perm rod, the more extremely curly your style will look. So to get that classic look, just curl about 2 to 4 inches of the ends of your Kinky Twist extensions. After doing so, be very careful to dry off the water that's on the actual perm rod with your large dry towel. And then when you unravel, you're just going to snip the ends. So now that you're done actually curling the ends of your Kinky Twist extensions, in the very next step, step number 5, I will be showing you the finished results of the Kinky Twist extension hairstyle. Here we are in step number 5, the finished results to your Kinky Twist hairstyle. Have fun enjoying your brand new look. So now that your hairstyle is complete, in the very next step, step number 6, I will be showing you 3 very simple ways to style your brand new look. Hello and welcome to step number 6 of the Kinky Twist extension hairstyle. In this step, I'm going to be teaching you 3 simple ways to style your new look. The first style will be called the ponytail bow, the second style will be called the skeleton braid, and the third style will be called the twist and pin mohawk. The first style that I'm going to teach you is called the ponytail bow. You have to use your hair tie to put all of your kinky twists into a large ponytail. Make sure that the tail end of your kinky twist remain in the front of your head. You're going to split the ponytail into two parts, overlap your tail ends and pin in place to create your bow. Style number 2 is called the skeleton braid. And to do this style, you're going to push all of your kinky twists to the back of your head, and you are going to create a skeleton braid that actually floats over your loose kinky twist. To do this, you're going to pick up bits of kinky twist along your hairline and sides of your head, and you're going to actually create a braid that floats over your loose kinky twist. You're going to make sure to cover up all of your kinky twists to complete your look. For style number 3, I will be showing you how to do the twist and pin mohawk. The style is as simple as its name. You're going to grab sections of kinky twist, twist and pin, so that way you can create a flow that looks similar to a mohawk hairstyle. As you can see, these are 3 very simple hairstyles you can do with your Kinky Twist hair extensions. So now that your styles are complete, in the very next step, step number 7, I will be teaching you how to safely take down and remove your Kinky Twist extensions. Here we are in step number 7 of the Kinky Twist Extensions hairstyle. In this step, I'm going to be teaching you how to safely take down and remove your Kinky Twist braids. To do so, just use your hands to unravel your extensions. For additional help, use hair cutting scissors to trim the ends of your twist, and you can also use the tail end of your rat tail comb to help you with detangling as well. So now I will be demonstrating for you on one of my Kinky Twists how to actually remove your extensions. So I'm going to be showing you on this twist here, and you simply want to make sure that you're very gentle throughout the entire process, so that way you're not encouraging any breakage or thinning with your real hair. Simply locate the end of your twist and separate. Now continue to unravel your twist up until you near your braid. Now once you near your braid, just make sure that you're gently detangling each leg until you release the extensions from your hair. As you can see, taking down your Kinky Twist extensions is a very simple and easy process. As soon as you take them down, you will be finished removing all of your extensions in no time. Thank you for watching the Kinky Twist hairstyling tutorial. For more information on our DVDs, vlogs, and online store, check out howtoblackhair.com for more. Thanks for watching.